Good morning and welcome back to the channel and the allotment, where the sun's just about to come out and it's very, very warm. And because of those two things, there ain't much going to be going on today. So yes, the sun's out and my missus is at work, and I thought to myself, you know what, I'm going to give myself a day off today. And sometimes you come down to the plot and you just can't be bothered, and I think I'm that way out this weekend. But there are one or two things that I need to show you, particularly a little bit of an issue that I've got in the greenhouse with the peppers, and also a bit of an update on the what's now being called the Jack and the Beanstalk sweet corn in the small greenhouse. And also I've got to go over and water Martin's greenhouse and his polytunnel. He's away this weekend, so I says that I'd keep an eye out of them for him. So I'll take you over, I'll show you his polytunnel. He's done a really good job on it and it looks really impressive. So yes, so we'll be doing that. And then I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to take people's advice. I'm just going to kick back, I'm going to relax. I'm probably going to go home, and Glastonbury, for those people that are abroad that may not know, is a huge festival that we have down in Somerset, I believe. And that's on the TV all day today. So I think I'm going to sit in the garden, open the bar doors, chill out and listen to some live music. I've got quite an eclectic mix when it comes to taste in music. I mean, my go-to genre is reggae, which is quite obvious. You know, that was rocked into me as I was a baby when my dad used to play his reggae music on a Sunday afternoon when he got back from the club playing dominoes. But I like all sorts of music, so you know, it can range from Coldplay, Andrea Bocelli, you know, soul, funk, you know. So yeah, I'm going to sit back. Hopefully there'll be some good acts on, and I'm just going to relax. So what I'll do first of all is I'll take you into the greenhouse and show you this bit of an issue and see if you guys can help me out. So here in the greenhouse with the oh gosh, those yard-long beans are way above the pole now. I'm gonna have to do something there. Yeah, in the greenhouse with the peppers, and I came in the other day and I noticed one had a few, like, I think it's red spider mite on it. So I took it outside and I thought I'll deal with that. Anyway, I came back and it seemed to have all sort of disappeared. And I've turned up today and I noticed straight away when I came in, I could see this red spider mite on here. And what I've noticed is that a lot of the flowers that are coming on these are actually dying. I'll bring you in a little bit closer and you can have a look. So as you can see here, this flower is just dying off, and I don't know if you can see on the leaves these little mites. You see them? Let me take you back a bit. But they're all at the back of the leaves here. The others, I mean, these are, I think, are these they're the callies. I think these are the orange. I'm not sure, but it's just these that have got it. When you look back at the California Wonder, these are all really nice and healthy. And I think, let's just have a look down here. Have I got my label in? I'm terrible for labels. Definitely a label in these. I just don't know where. I've put it. But yeah, so these are all fine. It's just this batch on this side, and that one tends to be the one that looks the worst. So any suggestions? I'm thinking I'm saying red spider mite. I'm not sure. I'm not an expert. Anybody that has an idea, if you can leave me a comment in the comments, that'd be great. And any advice on how I can possibly treat it, because if I leave it much longer, as I say, you can see these flowers here. These are fine, but if you go to this one here, that's clearly not. So any advice on that, guys, would be much appreciated. And just before we go out of here, look, there's the yard longs. There's the yard longs. They're way up here. So I think what I'm going to have to do is attach a wire in that corner and just let them go for it. Let them go for it. I might be able to get it up and over onto these bars here and let them go up and over the top. Let's have some fun with that. Right, okay. Let's go into the small greenhouse and see the beanstalk. Right, so here we are again with the ongoing issues with the sweet corn. Now, a lot of people have told me, you know what, Mal, you need to get rid of it. And to be totally honest with you, I was in that frame of mind, and that's what I was going to do. I was going to get it out and just get rid of it and utilise the space. But Valerie, one of the subscribers, has said I need to stick with it and have a little bit of patience. And you know what? I'm going to take that advice. What I was told, and what I'm going to try, I'll try anything once, is just to clip them off. So obviously they're not putting as much pressure on the glass house, and to collect, cobwebs, yeah. And to collect these tassels. There's a name for them, but I can't remember. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave them in here just to dry off a little bit. I did take a couple off yesterday that were quite dry, and as I was taking them off, I could see the actual sort of like little seeds dropping off. So what I did with those is I just wafted them in and out of these areas, because this looks to me here, just here, like that is a sweet corn cob. So what I did is I sprinkled them over the top, almost like imitating wind pollination, if you like, and those little seedlings were going everywhere. So hopefully that might do the trick. I'm going to wait for these to dry out, and I'm going to do exactly the same, and let's just see what happens. You know what, in for a penny, in for the pound. You know, I might as well stick to it and see what I get. So yes, let's keep an eye on that. Anybody got any information on that? Am I doing the right thing? As usual, in the comments. I'm eager to learn. I'm always eager to learn. I always think, my mother used to always say to me when I was a kid, she says, if you don't know, ask. And that's something that I've taken with me throughout my life. So guys, I'm hoping that Valerie is correct and that we're on the right track. Seeing as we're getting into the question thing, I've got another question to ask down at the bottom of the plot. Look at this lovely rose that's just coming to flower, and then just over here there's another one budding up, and then the other rose is budding up at this side. So once these dahlias come up and these glads come up, I think this is probably going to be the border and the bed of the allotment this year. I think it's going to be quite striking. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Let's head down the plot past the sunflower and grandkids planter, which is looking absolutely stunning. But I put in, the question I need to ask is, I put in some pumpkins. I think they were Bambino, and I need to ask a question. Is it over here? Yeah. Bambino, I take it means small. So I have a pumpkin in here. You can just see it there. It's around, you know, I don't want to move it too much, but you can just see there the full span of my hand. Is that ready to go? Is it ready to pick? Because there's quite a few other smaller pumpkins on here, and I'm thinking to myself, if that's ready, I need to get that off straight away so the energy can be diverted into the other pumpkins. So again, following the trend. Any question, any answers, any advice on that would be much appreciated. I've got lots of watering to do. I came down yesterday, picked my cucumbers and forgot them, so I'm going to take them and put them with my phone. Right, what I'm going to do is we're going to head off to Martin's. I'm going to water Martin's first and then come back up to the plot. Right, so we'll leave the plot here. In fact, I better take my keys, haven't I? You never know. Those little robbers might be around and drive off in my van. So we'll go around the back way, past the old plot. Oh, nettles. Jeez. I still cut this path, but I ain't maintaining all that. As you can see, all these brambles are coming all the way over. So I might have to get the secateurs out. So yes, past the old plot. The apple tree's doing really well. Really well. But this is obviously where are we now? Yeah, my wood stores were here. It seems like they've planted some sort of maize there. And the wood stores covered across that area. Just can't believe what it looks like now. Right, let's get down the first lane. As Andy's plot. Done a really good job with this, as Andy's only been on about 2 years. Looks absolutely lovely. And he's only just started. He's on about building a new shed. It looks great. But look at that one. That's horrendous. Right, down the first path. And I don't know if you remember, this is Sally's plot. And unfortunately Sally is no longer a plot holder. She's finished. So the greenhouse that we put up there, I'm going to take down and see if anybody else would want to use it, because that was originally mine. Well, it was mine. I just said so she could use it because I didn't want to sell it, because, you know. So yeah, so I'm going to sort that out. But yes, Sally's sadly has decided enough's enough. She did have to travel a little bit to get here. I don't know if you can cast your minds back. I can't remember what video it was. We were helping out one of our neighbours, Razak, to put a roof on his shed because it were leaking and everything. And me and Martin put the roof on and felted it and everything for him. Unfortunately, Razak passed away a couple of months ago, which was really, really sad. Lovely fella he was, and he'll be greatly missed. There it is, that's his old shed, bless him. Right, let's get down to the bottom lane. Here we go, Martin's plot. Right, first of all into his small greenhouse, his tomatoes. And these are looking really nice and healthy. Only two little leeks here that he's got in tubes. Must be looking to enter a show of some kind. Do this one. I'll turn around and give you a closer look at them once I've watered them. He's been on here, Martin, now I think for 20 odd years, and he knows his stuff, does the lad. I'll spin you around and show you closer. There we go. So he's got some peppers down there, some leeks in them tubes. All his tomatoes are looking nice and healthy in the back there. And this is the same sweet corn that I've got that's gone mental. That's looking a little bit smaller than what I've got outside. Right, let's get round into his polly. There we go. He's got a nice little setup here, as Martin. Nice little setup. Just zoom you out. He's got his table and chairs and everything. Remember the shed, guys? There it is. From the back plot, all being put to good use. Right, let me get this open. So in we come. And as I say, he's got plenty of tomatoes growing. And he's got some absolutely cracking pumpkins going too. So he's got the dishes down, so all I need to do is water. He's got some melons there as well. Let's see, that's the other question. Remind me when we get back. Melons. Right, let me crack on and get this watering done. Not everything needs it, to be fair. Some of the dishes are still full, so they should be okay. Right, I'll see you in a moment. Some of these dishes are full and there's no plants in them, so I'll just tip them into ones that are empty rather than wasting the water. There's some. One more bucket full and we should be done. Right. That's that done. To be perfectly honest with you, I'd probably have left those both ends open. It's gonna get warm. But I'll call tomorrow if I need to. Right guys, I'll see you back up at the plot. Remember, melons. Right, so back in the small greenhouse and talking melons. But absolutely loads of growth of these melons, and they've all had little flowers on. And I'll be totally honest with you, those little flowers sort of like disappeared. But I don't see anything that remotely looks like, I don't see a cucumber, I don't see anything that remotely looks like some sort of melon off those. So this is what happened to me last year. Loads of green growth, loads of flowers, and then they just dropped off. Anybody got any advice on what I need to do? I know I'm asking a lot of you this weekend, but I think that's the theme of the video. Hold tell you as well, what's been an absolute total success is the seeds that I sowed direct last week. I'll take you across and let me show you those. It's unbelievable. Firstly, the carrots. Every single row, and I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows. Every single row is showing signs of germination, and that's in what? It's about a week. Unreal. And then across to the beetroot, which is absolutely flown on. So I might be a convert to this direct sowing. And you can even see some of the peas coming up. So I'm now going to have to get a net over these. Now, I did see some peas when I came down through the week. They were actually on the surface. Hi, 2 seconds. Hang on guys, I'm being called. Sorry about that folks, just a plot neighbour wanting to get a male flower off my pumpkin to help germinate his. But yes, so I'm gonna have to get a net over these. But what I was saying was I found a few, like there, look. Can you just see, where is it? Ah, like there. And I think what you've got to be careful of is sometimes they just push themselves out of the soil. So I have to keep going around and bobbing them back in. But I'm going to have to get a net, definitely, because the pigeons will be straight in here. Oh, you may notice the different chair. My other comfy chair has got big holes in the back and all the foam is coming out. So I've got another garden chair at home that I'm going to bring down. I've just nipped this out of the shed. Yeah, so today I'm just relaxing. I'm having a steady away weekend. You know, these videos are about real life on an allotment, you know, and I've changed my mantra. It's not about all work anymore. Now that I've got the plot to this size, I do have a chance to catch a breather. You can't neglect the watering and such, but you know, you can take your foot off the gas a little bit, and that's what I'm going to do today. So I'm going to immerse myself in Glastonbury this afternoon. I'm going to get set up and I'm going to totally relax. I know I've asked you lots of questions today, but you know, at the end of the day, I think that's what's great about YouTube. Everybody's happy to share the knowledge that they have, and some of the information that people have been passing through to me over these last, well, months and years has been really invaluable. And that's what I like about the YouTube gardening community. So, answers on a postcard in the comments below to any of the questions that I've asked. I'm going to fly home now and get myself off, as I say. I'd just like to thank everybody for your likes, your questions, your subscriptions. I'm not far off 3,000 now. I think when I last looked, I'm 16 away. So if there's anybody watching that hasn't subscribed, one of the subscribers, in fact, commented last week, he'd been watching the channel for quite some time and not realised he'd not subscribed. But he put that right for me, so thank you very much to them. So if you're one of those people, hit that subscribe button and let's get over 3,000. Right, listen guys, until the next time, everybody take care, have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you on the next one. Happy growing.